Did Innovation sign up for this tourney? Asks Peggy27 in the chat. No, he didn't, actually. He was one of the few players who I thought might sign up that didn't, honestly. But maybe just had something to do today. Who knows what he had to do today. Maybe he'll sign up next week for WardiTV Weekly number 2. Same time, same place. Gonna be exciting once again. Guys, the top left side of the map, our blue Zerg player to kick us off into the ZvP is going to be the one and only soO, who took down Bjorn in the quarterfinals. He is, of course, playing against the red Protoss player to the bottom right-hand side of the map. It is herO. Formerly of CJ Enters, currently teamless. Let's see how these guys are going to do. Obviously, win this, get into the prize money at least. $116 guaranteed in the prize pool right now, so we're a little bit over the 75-25 split. Thank you again to Walgreen for the donations on Match Arena. And you guys can help to fund that prize pool as well. The prize pool for all goes to the players. Everything that you put into Match Arena goes to the players. So if you want to support these players, support the Korean scene, get onto that Match Arena page, help support. Would love to see you guys. Would love to see you guys doing that. As we jump on into this ZvP again, we are going to bring you guys the ZvT semi-final as well between Jachi and Bjorn. That's going to be coming up next. So we're going to be bringing you guys this series, that series, then our finals, which is going to be best of 5. So yeah, looking forward to it. Should be a good way to wrap up today's stream. And yeah, it's just going to be kind of a calm stream today. I'm going to take the evening to catch up on a bunch of stuff. I've got so much YouTube to do. It's crazy. Like, we've got to do so much. It's got so much YouTube to catch up on and other stuff as well. So I'm going to go home and nap a bit, I think, and I'm going to come back this evening and just do a lot of setting up and catching up and admin-based work. Anyways, we're going to be seeing the first adept from herO moving forwards here. Not going to do too much immediately, as we're going to see this queen continue to do just a little bit of damage right now. Actually, the adept going to commit through. I'm just going to be seeing this adept still looking around. No kills at all, though. Just forcing a spore crawler. We'll get out alive. These shades away here. Last couple of shots from the queen. Not quite going to connect. And so it will survive here. The Stargate is up. And the Oracle halfway done. That's going to pop out in just a few moments' time. And a couple more gateways coming in behind this. So an Oracle-based opening, maybe a little bit of adept pressure behind it as well. You know, move across with some adepts with 2 Oracles, try and attack here early. And it's a pretty common way of going about things. As soO is going into a super fast lair, and now a Hydralisk Den behind it. So it's a very interesting build from soO. The fast Hydralisk Den. I'm very intrigued as to what this might be. Maybe something crazy like a Lurker Den into like a Nidus or something, like Nidus Lurker early on. I really have no idea. The thing is, this Oracle will provide good scouting. Picks off 2 workers as well. Seeing the lair means that herO should already be aware, like, well, what are you doing with the lair? Obviously, you don't just build a lair to just have, like, a wild time. There's the Nidus network. Not going to be a Lurker Den, just going to be Hydralisks in a Nidus network here early on. Now, the thing is, herO should see no third base, and surely that should mean that he should be thinking about cancelling his own third base here. I mean, if you're building a third base against a Zerg player who's on 2 bases, I don't think you're going to have a very good time, but we'll see how herO deals with this. Moving forwards, we still see 2 Oracles. These adepts are move forwards as well. He's going to see the Nidus network if he goes up. In fact, he's already seen it, so he must know about it. Yet still building into this third instead of cancelling and using the minerals elsewhere. And we've seen a Twilight Council starting too. Now 1 more gateway. You'll see the adepts do shade back now as the Revelation drops down. We're going to be seeing actually the Nidus just coming in at the front here. So Nidus is going to be popping down at the front, and we're going to be seeing these adepts do find that. Does he want to try and pick this off, or what's he going to try and do? He's got the Mothership Core here as well. He's just going to try and engage as these units come out. He's going to start targeting it down, but there is the incoming Transfusers. And he stops a few units coming out, but a lot of Hydras are already here. Yes, he'll target down the Hydras with the Adepts, but there's just a little bit too much damage, and these Adepts are going to be forced back away towards the natural expansion. So these Adepts have to pull away a little bit right now. A few more Adepts warping in, and another gateway going to drop down as well. herO continues just trying to defend this. Another Nidus network on the way up. And soO takes position at the front. There's that Nidus popping. A few Lings going to pop out right now. There's another Queen and a Hydra in here which are going to come out as well. Continue to spam out units. A lot of Adepts. Glaive's on the way, but a long way away from finishing. You're going to see that overcharge coming down on this pylon in the wall. And looks like that pylon is going to get taken down here. So pylon gets shot down. You're going to see these Adepts trying to move forwards as well. See if they can again, just keep on trading, but at the same time, he doesn't really want to trade until Glaves is finished, because trading before then is just not as good of an engagement as he could have had. Glaves, or Adept's actually going to shade over to the right-hand side. I guess one of the benefits right now is the fact this Queen Hydra Force is kind of slow, so you can kind of use that to his advantage. Trying to target down the Overlord, now lifting up the Queens instead. Adept will shade on top of these Hydralisks, and here we go then. I mean, no Glaves, but is it just enough units here from the Protoss player? herO is sort of working his way through the Hydras. The Queens in the back still doing quite a lot as Phoenix trying to lift up. There's not enough though, and soO is going to start breaking through. The pylon's going to go down. That's going to be GG right there. And soO is going to take game number 1 of this best of 3 semi-final here against herO on the stream. We have to the top right-hand side the blue Zerg player. It is going to be soO. Squadron pool coming down here in the main base. Going to be seen down to the bottom left-hand side. Our red Protoss player is going to be herO. He's going to have to deal with this very early pool out of soO in the early stages of Daybreak if he wants to stay in this tournament and reach the prize money. So, let's see how this early pool is going to work out. About halfway done already, and what else is going on? Drone from soO pulls down to the low ground, getting ready to build a hatchery. Part of the build order with these early pools nowadays, you can sort of afford a hatch. He's actually maybe a little bit too early though. I mean, you don't get it this early on. You get it after you make those Zerglings, obviously, because otherwise you don't have enough minerals. So just pulling it down, maybe looking to try and trick a probe. Then, if there was a probe across the map from herO already, then what he would have been able to do is make it look as though he's trying to take an expansion. But instead, the probe, instead the probe's blocking it. He's like, oh no, what a shame. Because in reality that doesn't bother him, but it makes herO think he's doing a good job blocking the expansion and slowing the Zerg player down. There's the expansion. That's when you expect to see it coming down here, of course. And that's when it's to be expected. As these Zerglings from soO going to head across down towards the bottom left-hand side of the map. So these Lings of soO are going to see what they can get up to right here. And just going to be setting on up. I mean, obviously herO just doesn't know about this at all just yet. He's going to add one more pylon right now. Probe in a position where he might be able to see these Lings, and he will see them. herO pulls back, and does he have the money? He doesn't. That'll be his issue. He can't build a pylon. He might be able to try and block this pylon down. He's already pulling probes down, which is nice. And he'll lose mining time, but at least he's got the probes here to help stop the pylon from being targeted. So he can start up an Adept or whatever he feels he needs to defend. He starts the Mothership Core instantly, actually, as he's probes. Well, a couple of them going down already. I mean, from herO, this is a lot of his work because he's only got a few left mining. Adept now does start pulling his probes back in towards the main mineral line. Drones, Zerglings are going to chase for now. And they keep on chasing. There's the Mothership Core, which will, of course, slowly help out. He could pull the probes down to the low ground, drop an overcharge as well, and that would kill the Zerglings as they moved on down. At the same time, they might just then stay in the main base. So the Lings are just going to leave. They feel as though they've done enough. And honestly, I mean, you think about this, herO lost a lot of mining time for an extended period here. So he lost mining time for quite a while. And losing that much mining time will definitely affect him in this, as we're going to be seeing this Mothership Core pulling back in towards the main base. So that definitely affects him, as we're going to be seeing this single Adept going to start shading forwards from herO. And these few Zerglings of soO just going to be pulling over to the right-hand side as well. And, ooh, Adept going to shade in towards the Zerglings. Actually shades into a surround, which is pretty painful right there. So that's a little bit of a pain, as we're going to be seeing this probe from herO down towards the bottom right is setting up, but spotted by an Overlord, so Zerglings see that. He's just checking for the third base, which you will see in a moment or so. And the third base is not exactly going to come down late, given the circumstances. herO just wants to confirm that there is a third base instead of a follow-up all-in. So he sees that. That's some good information. I mean, it can still be an all-in off of the 3 bases, yes, but it means that herO knows, well, for the for this amount of time, for the very near future, you're probably not going to be doing very much. So he already knows about that. That sentry is on the way right now as well from herO. I'm just going to be seeing this probe from herO still pulling back in towards the natural expansion. So this probe pulling back, you're going to see this couple of Zerglings taking a little bit of damage. And there's the third Nexus coming down from herO right now as well. So third Nexus coming down too. You're going to be seeing the Rotron from soO is on the way up in at the natural. So Rotron from soO on the way, and third Nexus, as we mentioned, is on the way down as well. That just opens up the game a little bit here for our for both players. So after the early pool, going to be the We're going to be seeing our follow-up right now, which is pretty standard, really. Twilight and a herO from herO obviously didn't get much of a chance to tech before now. But his third Nexus down pretty early considering his lack of tech at this point. So we're going to be seeing 2 more gates dropping here. So drops those 2 gateways, and again, I mean, Mothership Core over here, so he can defend this. Intrigued to see what he goes for off the Twilight Council right away. Wherever he's going to go Glaives, yeah he is. So I think Glaives to allow him to keep on pressuring. I mean, at this point he probably could have gone into, if he wanted to, Blink and just go into Stalkers for his mid-game. I think Glaives works as well. We actually see a lot of roaches on the way up from soO, who looks as though he might be looking to all in off of 48 drones. 11 roaches building, now some Zerglings as well. He doesn't have anything to defend against right now because of the early third hatchery, so third Nexus. So actually probably sees the third Nexus and says, actually, okay, well, you got a third Nexus coming down? Brilliant. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to send a Roachling across him up to kill it. And so he will look to get an early kill on this here very early on. These roaches moving over to the left-hand side. The Zerglings coming across as well. And soO going to be attacking in here to get some damage done. A couple of Ravagers will start to morph in as well at the front. So a couple of those Ravagers starting to morph, and these Zerglings going to start targeting down this first pylons. First pylon starting to take some damage. I mean, right now, Mothership Core will come in and drop an overcharge, but I mean, this pylon's going to go down instantly anyways. Problem is, I mean, there's 2 of the gateways for herO right here. It's 2 of his 3 gates. He doesn't have many more gates behind this. Sentries drop force fields on the ramp, but Crow's Bow blocks it down anyways, and I mean, more Adepts warping in. Glaives is about to finish, but is that going to help out against the Roaches and Ravagers? I mean, it'll help against the Zerglings, definitely. I mean, it will help against the Roaches and Ravagers, but is it going to be enough to actually get rid of those? Well, probably not. We're going to be seeing both of these gates going to get taken down. The third Nexus taken early here by herO. Sadly, it looks as though it might just be too early, as now he's in a very tough position to recover from. And he's still warping in a few more depths. He's got the sentries here too to try and help him hold on as this Ling Roach Ravager force approaches the natural expansion. An overcharge comes down. Corrosive Bow's going to go down that overcharge. An overcharge to the right side as well. Nice force field to keep the Zerglings in there on the pylon. The new gates which have come up are still going to be unuseful as they're going to be unpowered now. The pylons keep on dropping. And Immortal here though, and so herO's beginning to make a bit of a defense. We're going to be seeing Ling streaming in again. We're going to see Probes will have to pull in now too. The Immortal being surrounded is a major issue as Probes get massacred by a Corrosive Bile. And that might just be soO breaking on through in convincing fashion to be able to take this series. Wow. Well, that, my friends, is soO just looking dominant. Like 2-0 Beyond, 2-0 herO. This guy is on top of his gameplay lately. It's going to be kind of crazy to see him playing GSL, because if he keeps playing like this, he could go all the way. He could be a GSL champion. And I mean, he's obviously well known for having very close finishes in the GSL. He finished second place so many times in a row. It's one of the main stories of GSL in 2015. And now, he had a bit of an off year in 2016, but man, is he back. Look at this, so good today. I mean, behind all of this, Infestation, Pit Spire, it doesn't really matter because it's not going to come down to that. These Adepts and the Immortal are going to get caught mid-map. Maulings and Roaches are here. As those units go down here, we'll have to type out GG. soO will take game number 1 of this best of 3. Game number 2 of this best of 3.